We are here.
What is good?
Shakey Vibe Podcast, episode 3. Y'all already know what it is. Blah, blah, blah.
Tres. Facts. How many people we got on live right now? Who's on right now?
We're waiting for the squad to squad up. How was your week?
It was actually good.
Yeah?
Got some overtime at work.
That's dope.
Got a nice little size check.
Papers on the
Pay some bills. Ate good. Can't complain. I woke up every morning without an issue.
Surpassed 8,000 subs.
Hey, that's something light. I'm at 82.95 to be exact. And we will be celebrating after the podcast. I'm getting faded because I'm off tomorrow.
That's a fact. I gotta ask you, what's your take on the versus battles? Are you for it, against it? Do you like it, not like it?
I'm liking the some of the setups that they have. I'm liking. There's some that don't make sense to me, but like that which one was it? Dipset and the locks. That one right there, I think, was my favorite.
What do you think
of all time?
What do you think about the next one coming up?
Which one is that?
Bone Thugs and Harmony versus 3-6 Mafia.
Oh, who you got?
I'm a little bit disappointed at one. That one doesn't really make too much sense to me.
Bone Thugs and Harmony is fire, though.
Bone Thugs and Harmony's been the lick since, like, Eazy-E days. Like, since, like, back. Like, I would have liked to have thrown some tension in the mix and done, like, I don't care if a couple artists already did their verses, but I would have loved to have seen a Bone versus Wu-Tang.
Oh, that would have been fire.
Because they also had some, like, low-key beef back in the day also. Like, low-key. So, like, that would have been pretty cool, but I don't know. I'm for it and against it. I wish that, like, Timberland and Swiss Beats have a dope setup with that.
Ooh.
But I just think they could.
I was thinking more of a Khaled Dre type of verses.
You know what would be really, really, really good? Since you mentioned Dre, would be to a Scott Storch, Dr. Dre.
Oh, yes.
Because then Scott Storch could play all the beats and tracks that he actually produced that Dre gets credit for.
Facts. That is a fact.
You know what I mean? Like, that would be like such controversy. So we in here. We
got Hip Hop Radar Underground in the house. We got my beautiful wife Stacy in the house.
Blah. What's up, Stacy? We got a special guest today too, don't we?
We sure do.
We got a special guest.
Yeah, y'all already know what it is. If y'all want us to bring in our special guest, can you please put some flames on the screen? I need to see some fire. And my girl working on the merchandise. Yo, dude, before we bring them in, there was a comment of mine. Somebody told me I should make a hoodie that says "relax" and like a picture of my face in the front of the hoodie.
That's dope.
And Stacy fucking went right at it. She was like, "We working on it. It's a wrap."
Yo, yeah. Like, there's so many taglines that you say in your reactions. That's definitely one of them for sure.
Facts.
Like, no cap, you could literally copyright your entire reaction and just have, like, your whole clothing line of, like, Ray quotes. Like, literally.
And the funny part is, Stacy told me when I first started, and everybody pretty much gave me the tagline. She said, "You need to go and copyright that shit."
Yeah, like you You need to have a picture of you on a side profile saying, "You need to chill. You need to relax. You need to
Relax.
chill." Dude, I could be having such a shitty day. I could be having such a bad day, and I'll just start laughing, and my wife will be like, "Are you watching Ray?" And I'm, yeah. Like,
That's all right there, baby.
It's literal laugh out loud. It's like you could be having a shitty day, and you could watch one of your reactions, and you know you're gonna laugh at least once or twice.
Well, I mean that's the whole point of what we do. Well, what we do is entertain. So my job is to entertain. Problem is, ask Stacy. I'm like this no matter if the camera's on or not.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Blah, blah.
coming into our live right now is our special guest. He's fire. I've done a couple reactions of him. This boy is a rapping genius. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my man, Rude motherfucking Knock. What is good, my guy?
What's good, homie? What's good? What's popping?
Not shit. Actually, I'm babysitting right now.
Baby said, why your background looking on good like that, brother? What you trying to do?
What's up?
Why your background looking like you in the back of Times Square?
I just threw up my Halloween lights around the TV and threw up the channel.
Facts.
Yeah. Last time I was in an interview, I had my window with the Thursing chip factory behind me, and I'm like, probably shouldn't do that again.
So what is good, my guy? How has it been, my brother? What's going on in your life?
Creating, whether it be skateboarding, making music. I'm trying to create. That's like I want to be an inventor. I need to invent something before I die is my goal.
You should be the first skateboarding rapper. Like, I'm talking about rapping while you're skateboarding.
I mean,
that'll be fun.
Yeah, I want to do some videos like that, but I don't have anybody that really can film me and shit. Nobody around here cares about shit like that. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's kind of a small scene around here in Burlington, Iowa. There are people, they're on their own little cliques. You know what I mean? But here I am.
That could make it easier. Like, did you get flack for skating in certain areas? Like, do the business owners or wherever you're doing your shit, do they come out and be like rah 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 blah 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 like they do in the big city?
Yeah, I mean, just a couple months ago, I was skating this. I wasn't even skating. I was literally just riding by, and dude was like, "Nah, not here." And I'm like, I stopped, and I was like, "What do you mean? I'm just going by, man." And he was like, You can't fucking do that here. I was like, whoa, buddy. I was like, I wasn't gonna skate here, but now I like your attitude. I'm gonna skate here in a minute. So I just sat there and skated.
How long you been skating for?
Since 2002. Long time. I was 8 years.
A minute now. That's dope. Yeah. That's dope.
So you're a straight up professional in that shit. I've seen a couple of those videos, and I try to put myself in your position. I will fall every time.
Dude, I fall all the time. I'm actually hurt right now, kind of recovering. My lower back and my ankle are pretty much fucked right now.
That's not good.
I used to skate back in the day.
What's
back
that?
in the day, my brother was a big skater. I used to skate hardcore back in the day. But this was like back in the day when best wheels were like Christian Hosoi Rockets. And,
right, doing freestyle skating.
So that was like way back. That was way before like X Games and all that shit. That was before Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I'm an oldie.
Yeah, that's Tony Hawk Pro Skater is what got me into it. My grandpa actually in the song Gibberish, literally why I shouted him out, because I had at the end of Gibberish I go, still got the trays on lock, still got the Pudwell pop, and I'm referring to Tori Pudwell because he always does really high pop and shit. And fucking, I do the same. A lot of the dude actually calls me Tori or Pudwell, and fucking. So I was shouting out to my grandpa because if it wasn't for him initially getting me that video game, I wouldn't have even skated.
That's crazy. That's cool. Shout out to Tony Hawk. I'll play that game.
Sponsor me.
I got a question for you real quick.
What's up?
If you have to choose between skating and rapping, where would you go?
I mean, I'll probably do both as long as I can. But if it had to, I don't know. They both give me about the same amount of enjoyment. I don't know. I can't even answer that because I like them both exactly about the amount. I'm better at skateboarding, but when I do both, when I make music, just sitting down, and getting that, Shakes, when you sit down and you got that feeling, you're like, fuck yeah, you hear the beat and you're just going, you get in that state of mind and you just keep writing. That's what it is for me. And then actually taking that and then putting it onto the mic and then hearing it back, it's just like, okay, it's a fulfillment thing, you know what I mean? And so like with skateboarding, it's the same thing. I get a trick in my mind and I'm like, okay, how do I make this work out? Take it to the street, try it a couple times, finally land it, fulfillment. So it's kind of the same deal in my mind,
Now, my other question is, because I'm not a skateboarder. You mean you can just tell that by my demeanor. I don't skate for shit.
Big boy Floyd.
I've always wondered when you like what you just finished saying right now, that you'll see a trick, you'll go out there and you'll try it a couple of times until you land it. When you land it, all right, now after you land it, is it at that point easier for you just to go and do it every other time?
Yeah.
Or are you still in that learning stage?
It's still a learning stage. Like the very first time you ever land a trick, you're not just gonna be able to, hey, I can do that trick now. A lot of times I'll land the trick and then do it. I'll land it several times and then pick the best one and post that because I'm still, learning the trick. And yeah, I mean, technically, yeah, I don't even know. It takes a long time to really get a trick on lock and have it down.
You know what sucks? When you get that trick and you just get that rush of adrenaline, but then you go try and do it again and you try like 200 times and you can't fucking replicate it. You just can't do it again. And you don't tape it. You don't get it on tape. So you're just telling, yeah, I did it. No, you didn't. I just watched you miss it 100 times. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. I gotta ask you. You just dropped a new track. Calling out shots, taking out shots to somebody the third. Did you post that in any of those forums? You can. Yeah. Why don't you give a background and let the people that are tuning in, that are here, that are watching, even know what I'm talking about?
The background behind that. So randomly, I get tagged in a post a couple weeks back. It was in a Creature Fiend Club skateboarding club post, whatever the fuck. And dude was saying, "Is this the Creature Fiend Club or is this Colton Christensen's fan page?" And a bunch of people it blew up, and people were like, "Yeah, I was thinking the same thing." Other people were like, had my back, going back and forth, blah blah. And then I didn't care. I was like, "Cool, I'm winning," you know what I mean? And then a couple days go by, and I get that message, the first message, and all the dude says is, "How about just posting one clip or one edit a week instead of however many clips a day?" It just so happens he's the admin of the Creature Fiend Club, which I had no idea talking to the dude. I found that out later, but besides the point, dude's hitting me up randomly. I found out that in there's like a list of rules in their thing, and it says you can post up to 5 clips per day, and I never posted more than 3 to 5, So it was completely just random, and I was fine with it. I didn't even care that he hit me. People honestly, actually, just in the past 2 months or so, I've gotten a lot of hate. Like people hit me up and they're either hating or they're loving, And so I didn't really give a fuck. But when he blocked me from the page where I was getting multiple fucking views for my skating and actually starting to take off, I realized he was the admin. I'm like, okay, bro, it's personal now. So I had no other reason to reach out to him except for make a diss track, label it his name, and send it out there and hopefully he sees it.
Wow. Okay, so he did block you from the chat. Okay.
Yeah, he blocked me from the chat, and then I don't care about his messenger, but he blocked me like on Messenger and blocked me from the Creature Fiend Club itself. So that's shady. I'm like, bro, what? For me, the track was more fun because honestly, I was kind of looking for that excuse to diss somebody, and it was like, there it is. And fucking, so I just kind of took it. When I first started making music, kind of how I took it. Was like, I hate to say it, like I'm better than you, you know, that type of mentality. And so that's kind of, it just fired me up. And then that old spark from when I first started rapping hit me. And I was like, now I'm good. Now I know how to write, and I'm going to fuck this dude up. So
there you go.
how that was.
Yeah. I miss throwing out some diss tracks sometimes. Now I gotta like pick and choose because
Dude, I was thinking about making like my own little niche type deal where I just drop a name, you know, and then it's a diss track. But obviously not for no reason. I'm not just gonna call people out, but like in certain little cases like this, instead of just ignoring it, you know, drop how I feel on the track.
There you go.
Because it is a
Now,
lot of
your
hate.
rapping style. Your rapping style to me is like, when I first heard you, I heard you in that song that you did with Michael Bars.
yeah.
Was it, yeah, it was Michael Bars.
Same.
And I said it in my video. I was just like, dude, this guy's got a unique ass fucking voice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like your voice is like, it's calm to, because I'm an energetic person.
Yeah.
So when you start killing shit, but you're doing it in such a smooth, I'm just like, how did you, like, is that, okay, I understand that's you, but in the beginning, did you happen to, like, sound like other people? You know how other rappers get influences, like Dre, Eminem or Ice, shit like that. You just got on the mic and just rap like you since the first reaction I've ever done of you.
Yeah, I'd never tried to be anybody else. No, that's not what it's. I didn't listen to music and say, "Hey, I want to rap." You know, it was more my life experiences that was like, "Fuck, I need to get shit out." You know, and I knew that making music was a way that people could hear me and kind of understand. Because like in school and stuff, I feel like I actually just had this kind of revelation the other day that people might have thought I was stupid in school because I remember taking this test. And sitting next to me was this smart girl, you know, and she looked over when we got our test back and she said, "How'd you score higher than me?" And at the time, I didn't think anything of it, but I was thinking about that the other day. And I'm like, did people just think I was fucking stupid in school, you know? So I kind of wanted to showcase like how I think, you know, that's more what it is. There wasn't like, oh my gosh, Drake is so good. He gets all the girls. I want to be like Drake. No, not like that. I did have kind of some influence, like Eminem. I wouldn't say Eminem's an influencer, but he's like obviously Eminem, you know.
M's just M.
And the very first song, honestly, I ever did though was to a Tyga beat. What is that song? Pop It, Bitch, or something. I think it's called Pop It. And the very first song I ever wrote was Tyga. Tyga inspired me to rap. Technically, if you want to get technical about it, but I actually did.
How long you been rhyming for?
I started at 15, 16, and I'm 27 now, so
okay.
Wow.
So a good minute.
Yeah. And at first I didn't post, and so I had a 4-year relationship where the chick I was with didn't even know I rapped. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't let people know until I started kind of building up and getting a little bit better and just practicing on my own and stuff. But once I felt like I was decent and I actually kind of got really pissed off, and that's what made me go full throttle. And I'm like, you can't get good if you don't try, you know? So
right. No, for sure.
And the feeling, that's what everybody asks me. They're like, well, not everybody, but a couple people that don't technically enjoy my music that are close with me, they're like, because, you know, a lot of people that don't make music, they expect a certain sound when they hear music, you know, that mainstream sound. And when they hear your music and what you're trying to do, they're going to automatically jump to, oh, you're not good because you don't sound like Drake or Nicki Minaj. But they don't understand the grind. One thing that I live for is respect the hustle, okay? No matter whatever somebody's doing in their life, you respect that. They're obviously doing it to feed themselves, their families, make them better themselves. Unless, obviously, there's bad hustle. But still, respect the hustle. You know, if somebody's selling hella dope, but they're making millions, respect the fucking hustle.
Yeah, for sure. You gotta respect the grind.
basically just I'm not a hater. Like I never hate on anybody. I show love because most of the time, if somebody decides to pick up a mic and even start spitting, there's something there. You know, they got something. So it's like you got to give them the benefit of the doubt. You give them that little bit of the inspiration. Like, okay, maybe I'm not trash. That's all it is. That's all rap is. It's the more positive, not positive. What's that? Confidence. Confidence is key. The more confident you are, the better your songs are going to be. You know.
Right.
It's also different. Like if you're just starting out writing music, most people just starting out have no clue what a bar pattern is. They have no clue how to count beats. They have no clue what a 16 is. So unless somebody's going to give them that constructive criticism and break it down for them, or unless they're going to watch tutorials to know how to do it, nobody's going to sound good coming out of the gate. It's just you got to go back. Anything in life, you got to go back to the 10,000 hour principle. Like the more you practice at something, the more you do something, no matter what it is, the better you're going to get.
Right. And I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Honestly, I know it sounds dumb coming out of my mouth. I don't exactly know what a 16 is. If that sounds stupid, that sounds stupid. But I do. I know there's I kind of know. But like for me, it's literally I just hear the beat and just place the words where I feel like it should go. You know, I don't do bar counts. I just go until I feel like okay, this is the end of the song. Or this is the end of the bar, or I'm going to stop rhyming here. But the other night, actually, when you had your interview with underground hip hop, right? Mm-hmm. You were explaining how you do the three. That helped me so much, dude. I'm like, holy shit, 3, 6, 9 makes so much sense. So that actually helped me right there. But honestly, when I wrote, I never thought anything. I just thought, what's crazy? Like, what's real to me, but gonna sound crazy to them, you know?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I write.
Dope. So we're here. It's the Shakey Vibe Podcast, episode 3, with your boy, Ruodnoc. We're taking questions from the chat, so y'all watching along, following along at home, don't be afraid to holler in the chat. We're going to pull random questions. We're not necessarily going to pull them in any specific order. We here with Ruodnoc. Homeboy, step up. We appreciate you being here, taking the time to be with us. Tell us, what's it like growing up in Iowa? What's the hip hop scene like out there? Like, you say you're from a small town, Burlington, Iowa, which I've never heard of. But what's the population? What's it like being a rapper and a skater in a small town? Like, compared to somebody that might be in New York City, where there's a little bit more doors and avenues available for you.
You get laughed at a lot, especially being a white dude from Iowa, you know, rapping. But no, skating. With the skating, people usually always have my back. Like, I remember being in high school, and people would make memes, and I would always be tagged as the skater guy and stuff like that. So that wasn't terrible, like. You know, and then what's the name? Avril Lavigne, he was a skater boy, so see you later, boy. Like, I don't know. I was kind of rocking it. And then with the music, though, yeah, that was a whole other side of the spectrum. That's why I kept it on the low. Because, for one, nobody's going to take me serious. But I really enjoy doing it. So it's kind of like, what do I do? And, yeah, I knew getting on YouTube. I didn't want to get on YouTube. I started on SoundCloud because it was new to me at the time, and I didn't want to be on YouTube to be labeled as a YouTube rapper. But now with the experience and stuff, I don't care about labels. If I'm a YouTube rapper, I'm a YouTube rapper. Don't care. But at the time, I'm kind of going off basics. Yeah, growing up, trying to make music. I remember my mom actually, whenever a song would come on the radio, I'd always put my own words over it while to the same beat and stuff. She'd get so mad, and she's like, "Why do you do that?" And I don't know, you know, I'm just gonna do it. Like, I don't know. And so that was kind of when my parents never really supported the music, you know, but my mom did, I guess, more when I got older. But my dad definitely he definitely doesn't support that. I still do construction and shit though, so I mean, I have a job, so there's the fallback plan. But it all honestly started for fun, and then out of nowhere, I started getting the Philippine fans. Really, what happened when Lumberjacks reacted. the easy milk freeze. And then it just started going up from there. And I started taking it more serious because I saw people were actually like interested. Yeah, but growing up, like I said, I kept it pretty low key. So people knew I skated. People didn't know, and I didn't even start rapping until I was 16, and I dropped out of school when I was 16. So I wasn't in school, shit like that. Like, I don't know, it wasn't terrible. I remember going to parties and freestyling a little bit at parties, and most people would like, "You're trash." Like, it's like, okay, man, because there'd be like a group, there'd be like a whole group of dudes, and they're vibing off each other, giving each other beats, and like one person would say something, then they'd have to ad lib, hey, and I was like, damn, I want to get up in that. So I get over there, and right the very first word that comes out of my mouth, he says, "Nah, man, that's too slow. Sorry." I'm like, you didn't let me say anything. But
wow.
yeah, so I mean, probably, and that was here in Iowa. I actually was born and raised in Mount Pleasant, Iowa, which is just 30 minutes from here. But now I live in Burlington, where I bought my house. But yeah, growing up wasn't bad. I actually had a decent childhood for the most part.
Any questions from the chat that we got? Ruodnoc right now. You better ask him now because he ain't answering shit later.
Facts.
That's a cap. If you hit me, I'll answer anyway.
Who's your dream collab? If you could like pick one, this is a two-part question. Who are your biggest influences in music? Like when you turn on Spotify or whatever it is, YouTube, and you're gonna listen to your artist, what are the few kind of artists that you turn on and you look at first? And then if you could collab with anybody, even if they're different, who would your collabs be?
I would definitely have to put Hobson in there. Hobson's a huge inspiration, and I definitely want to collab. But probably Kendrick Lamar, Lil Wayne. I want to, dude. That would be sick. Lil Wayne's actually a huge inspiration. When I first heard him, I was a hater. I hated it. I didn't like how his voice sounded. But then once I really listened to him, I was like, okay, this dude's obviously go. And Afro Man, kinda. Afro Man, like, what's his name? Shaggy.
Afro Man is fire.
Afro Man's a dude. Cause I got high. That's Afro.
Yeah.
Those are just inspirations. I don't want to feature with them, but I would take a feature with Hobson and Lil Wayne.
I think everybody would.
Yeah, right. So,
and if you don't, you're just like you need to hang up the mic.
So I'm gonna put you in the spot right now, Ruodnoc.
Tech 9. I actually hit up Tech 9, asked how much to charge, but because I don't know if I'm gonna hear anything back.
I got a question for you real quick. We got a question from the chat. You want to put up that question real quick, Shake? So this from Brandon Beckett. Do you write on pen and pad or do you do it on your phone?
For the longest time, pen and pad until 2020. Once I moved here, or 2020, when we moved to Burlington, I went to my phone just because it was easier when I go to actually record the song. What I used to do is I'd write it and then I'd rewrite it on my phone, take it to the studio, and then read it off my phone. So now I just skip that step and write on my phone. But sometimes, like, I don't know, it's just easier now for me to grab my phone and type it out. But I got a whole book full of writing. Yeah. Whole bunch.
That's fire.
Some used, some not used, some definitely not going to use. But for the most part, nowadays, I write my phone.
Same. I've lost so many notebooks, bro.
Right.
I can't even tell you, man, how many knapsacks I've had stolen with like my rhyme, with like 5 years of rhymes in them, and it's just like if you don't have it memorized, you lose your whole fucking catalog, and you're just like, oh god, like
that must suck. Now the writing process, what is your writing process? when it comes to when you're doing, is it the same when you're doing a feature with somebody to when you're doing a song by yourself? Is pretty much what I'm trying to ask.
Right. No, there's definitely a difference. Whenever I'm doing a feature for somebody, I feel a lot more free and loose and comfortable to just kind of give it that Ruodnoc flair and just give it my personality and just flow how I feel the beat should be flowed to. And when it's my stuff, I think I overthink it, and then it takes a minute, it takes a little bit longer on my own stuff, but more for the reason of overthinking it. But like with this Steve Scott fucking that last track, that took about 30 minutes to write. That was nothing. I just wrote it. I wanted to write more, but I was like, I don't want to do much.
30 minutes, holy shit. That's nuts.
Yeah.
I've always respected you guys that could just sit there and, like, I can't put shit together to save my life.
Right. It's like I was saying, it's like the perfect time. You gotta feel the beat, you gotta be in the right mood, and then
100%.
Yeah.
100%. When you're in that mood and you feel that beat and you got that energy going, man, some of the best shit I wrote was live in the studio, and I wrote that shit in 5 minutes.
Right, like
just keep going.
That I'm pretty sure you listen to the Fried Rice because you wanted to go back to my older stuff,
Yeah.
And that was about 30-45 minutes worth of writing as well. Usually it doesn't take too long. I think the longest track that took me to write was probably my song Maybe, and again because I was just thinking too much about it, and it probably took like a week and a half.
Wow.
I don't put a lot of time. I don't feel like I need to. Like what I spend the most time on is I'll write the lyrics and then practice the song over and over and over. That's what I focus on. Not so much what I'm saying, but how I'm saying it. And that's why I think maybe you like how it comes, how it's just chill. Because I've done it so many times in my head. So then when it comes out, maybe I don't know, it's just natural. So that's why it comes out slowly, like I'm chill, but it's still aggressive.
In one of your reactions, I swear to God, I said you were the most relaxed rapper in the whole United fucking States. But it sounded so good on 99.99910% of the beats that you rap on. It's like you figure out the beat pattern and you just go with it. It just like comes out smooth as shit, and it doesn't sound like it doesn't sound like you're doing much. But if you listen to music, you're doing a lot.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm glad that you honestly noticed that because when I hear my music back, even myself, I'm like, it doesn't sound like I'm doing anything, but I'm definitely putting stuff in there, putting time and thought. Okay, even though it doesn't take a lot of time to write, a lot of it I'm like that all the time. I'll just be having a conversation with my girl and she'll say something and then it pops in my head, so I'll say it to her, and then that's usually what sparks the song is something like that, and then I'll write it down and then go off that. It's just a daily experience, I mean, it's probably how most people write their songs. Something hits them in the middle of the day, and they're just like, "Yep."
We got another question over here from Randerson Beckett. Appreciate everybody for joining in, tuning in. Shakey Vibe Podcast, episode 3. We're here live with our homeboy Ruodnoc. The question: Have you ever felt like you could have done a verse better after you released the song? After you released the song, do you ever wish you could go back and be like, oh shit, I wish I would have added this or done this a little bit different?
Yeah, that's why I keep making more songs. Every song to me isn't good. Technically, I'm not the biggest fan of my own music. I'm not going to sit here and say it's bad, but for me to really, I don't know. That's why I keep making more songs. I'm trying to find that perfect song. And dude, one night I had this dream, and it was so real, so vivid, and I wrote the perfect song. Right? I hadn't performed it or anything yet. Like I didn't record it, but I was sitting there and doing the writing process in my dream, and I was just like, I remember sitting back and thinking, this is the one. And then I wake up, and it's like, don't remember none of it. It's probably just like
you need to get some NyQuil, go back to sleep, and write it.
I know. I've been trying to lucid dream. That's why I wrote that song, dude. Because I want to actually be able to get out of my head while I'm sleeping, and then because apparently I watched this video that talks about that. Like, you can actually learn, since your brain is learning it. You can learn something in your dreams, and obviously not be scared because you're not going to die. Like, if you want to learn how to mountain climb, do it in your dreams, and then you get the knowledge. And apparently, it's proven. I don't know if it's 100% fact. The video I watched said that it is. You can learn
That's
by
dope.
it.
That's dope. That's where when I'm lying down in bed, just about to fall asleep, in my brain, that's when I do my best writing and freestyling. And I wish I could wake up. I wish I could wake up and write it down, but I'm just like, I'm at the point where it's like I'm too tired and lazy, but I'm like, oh, this shit's dope. This shit's dope. And then I'll wake up in the morning, just like you said, it's like I have no clue what the fuck I was
Nah,
doing.
dude, whenever that
I just
happens,
have the memory of being able to potentially do something.
right. I've had that happen, but I've also been drifting out of sleep and it hits my head and I jump out of bed right that down. And a lot of times, though, I'll go back and look at it. It's like, why did I jump out of bed and write that down? But some of them are hits. Some of them win. Usually, my best time to write, I'd say, is like probably just in the like noon, in the afternoon, just chill and get off work. I like to, when I get off work around like 4, I'll smoke, and then that's when my creative juices start flowing.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Now, I have a bone to pick with you, Ruodnoc. I got into a little argument with a partner of mine over here. And when I usually listen to new people, I always let the people around me listen to it too. Because they usually, the people that I talk to that listen to hip hop, rap, and all that, we usually have the same outtake on what kind of music we like. So I did your reaction and I showed it to my guy at work. And he listened to it and he was just like, he's not saying nothing. So I was like, okay, so you don't know how to understand rap. And I had to go literally break down every fucking thing you were saying. In order for him to be like, play it again. He didn't say that. And then I'll play it again. And then once he understands, he's like, oh, that was fucking fire. And I was like, and you were just going to go, nope, he's trash, and you're going to walk away. Dude, that pissed me off so bad.
I get that all the time.
I can say this. The first time I heard you, I was like, all right, dude's all right.
Right.
And then I heard the same song again. Hold on. Then I heard the same song again, and I'm like, oh, hold on. I didn't catch that. You're the cat that when you listen to an album, you listen to it and you go through song to song, and when you go back to it the second time, you're like, yo, this dude's fire. The first time I heard you, I thought you was like, I'm like, oh, dude's all right. And the flow is different and really unique in the voice. But the more you hear you and understand you and your lyrics, it's fire. Like, it's dope. But a lot of people don't have patience to listen to something more than once. So they make that fucking judgment in their head, and it's the wrong judgment call. And then they're sleeping on some dope shit.
Right.
That's, what's his name? What the heck is his name? Is it PSV or he changed his name? You know what I'm talking about?
Yellow Wolf?
No, he's not that big. He's like a YouTube dude. Fuck. I don't know. I was in his live chat one time, and that's what happened. I let him check out my 24 bars 2021 challenge, and he said exactly the same thing. He's like, "This is dope," but he's not really saying anything, and it's like you're not really listening. So
yeah.
I don't know. It like, but that's just how I'm like the best person to hate on, honestly, because I understand. Like, I don't like it, you know. So I get it. Like,
no, but like at the end of the day, that's not a negative. It's nobody's knocking that. It's just
Right.
your bars are going over people's head, and they're not catching them.
Which is what's supposed to happen. I said, what did I say in my Bop on Broadway remix? Fuck. I hate trying to take shit on the spot. I have to like start at the beginning of the track, you know what I mean? Hold on. So I say in the clouds, I go over your head, something like that. I can't even think of the freaking word. It's been a minute. Dude, that song though, not gonna lie.
That song did what? You broke up a little bit.
The song is actually really good. It caused a lot of people to hit me up, and I don't know. It's for some reason pop on Broadway. People like that one, or at least hear it.
See, a long time ago.
Yeah, at least an echo.
Oh, whose mic? Mine?
Now it's
I hear
not
it now. It's me and Shake.
For a long time, I had this problem. I was the worst hip hop listener in the world. Because if it wasn't Eminem, I wasn't listening to it. You guys know Eminem is my number one, no matter fucking what. And then I started doing this YouTube shit. And as I started getting into, because my whole main thing, like you guys already know, is starting and just reacting more to the people that don't have the views and don't have that fan base yet.
Right.
Just to see if I could help a little. And it was hard in the beginning because I was just like, I was trying to compare everything to Eminem.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can't.
And that's not fair to nobody to do that.
That's not fair.
And then I was just like, I need to have an open mind with this shit because if I'm trying to look for the next Eminem, it ain't gonna happen. There's only one nigga like that, and that's it. But I started getting into this, doing like that pause. That was fucking Now I was reacting to you, reacting to Shakespeare, reacting to Easy Mel, reacting to all the M bars and all these people, and I'm just like, hold the fuck on. Like, my dumb ass, like, there's so much talent out there. And I was just blinded to what I like, and that's it. Not knowing that there's motherfuckers out there, like you guys, that is rapping just as good. Like, it's like fucking fire, and I'm just like, holy fuck. And, like, my problem is, like, I wish everybody could think that way, but I know they won't.
No.
Or what also happens is someone will request one of your songs and it's not the right song. So then they hear it and then they've automatically labeled as you, oh, this guy sucks. But I hate when people, the first song they listen to is like a song that I know is not grade A. It's meh at best. And then done. You're done. You can't come back. But like, at the end of the day, as an artist, all we can do is just fucking put out as much fucking material as possible and hope something sticks. That's just it.
Right.
You're not going to please everybody. You're never going to please everybody.
No. That's actually the funness of it.
Yeah, facts.
I remember because I used to be one of those trolls, on the internet. Not gonna lie, when Facebook, 2009, I first got my Facebook. I made a fake account and stuff, and I was trolling people. I didn't care. And now when I get trolled, I know how to handle them. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't even care about that shit. Growing up in the battle era, like, man, early on in my career, every track was borderline diss track. Not even subliminals. I'm calling names. I'm saying your name. I'm throwing heat.
Right.
Now I look at it like if I say your name, nah, I ain't gonna say your name. I'll just talk about shit that if you hear it, you know what's popping, you know what's going on. But I don't need to say your name because if I say your name, it's giving you too much fucking credit.
Right.
Now when I drop a diss track, like if I drop a diss track, it's gonna be to somebody important.
Yeah, I feel you.
You got to make it make sense.
Oh, it'll make sense.
Well, I'm not saying that you won't. I'm just saying if you're going to go at somebody, that's got to make sense. Who you going after?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because I've seen a lot of people that wanted the smoke, and then when they got the smoke, they didn't want that smoke no more.
So I'm saying, like, I'm not gonna throw stuff at somebody, and it benefits them. It's not worth it for me. I'm too old for that. I don't need that.
Yeah,
I think
Got the third. Cameron.
I think it should be Shakespeare versus Ruodnoc in a battle rap.
No.
A friendly battle rap.
He would
I
destroy.
drink and smoke after.
He would destroy. I'm not that good. He said I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that. I grew up in where I grew up in. We used to battle rap each other just sitting around when we were playing GoldenEye. Like while we were just chilling,
Right.
we were throwing insults at each other. That's what we do in the block. You just if you can't take it, you ain't chilling in a circle. And
I was just sitting there playing GoldenEye with my mouth shut, like, oh my god.
like even like we weren't battling, but we were battling. I grew up battling friends, and it's all good and it's all fun. But at the end of the day, like friends in the industry, nah, we'll just do a track and we'll battle somebody else.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, that's like my girl. She always tries to rap out. Like, she'll be in the shower, sitting there, and trying to get ready for something. She's like, yo, Cole, your rap ain't shit. You know, and just come at me, and I'm like, dude, like, what are you doing right now? She's like, you know, you don't want to smoke. It's like, no, not from you, because you're gonna do I can't say anything mean. The one time I actually came at her, I honestly did a decent job, and yeah, then I hurt her feelings, so I was like, okay, that's why I don't do it.
I think Dom Gloria has a question.
She does, but I didn't ask it because he kind of already answered it.
Yeah, he did.
I'll let him answer this question again, just a little bit different this time.
Both are very important.
Which one are you Which one are you a little bit more passionate about?
See, that's what I'm saying. I can't decide because I'm better at dating. But I like to do them both the same, you know. So I don't know. I'm better at dating. I can answer like that.
I can relate. I'm better at hockey than I am at rapping. I'll put that like I'm better at hockey than I am on the mic.
I'm better than anything else but rapping.
He's got to want it. Once you want it, it's easy. Just like anything, you can. That's what I try to tell everybody. Like, if you want something bad enough, you know, you can get it.
Ray, you break down so many bars and understand what a bar pattern and a flow and a cadence is. I bet you if you sat down, whether it was Dr. Seussy or not, if you wrote 1, 2, 3, by the time you hit your third or fourth, you good.
Well, I wrote one and I said it on my live. This is my first rap that I've ever wrote. And I didn't want to do it, but somebody told me to check that they wanted me to do it, and they kept on being persistent, and I did it. And I was just like, why the fuck did I do that? It's just, I'm more of, I could understand how it got put together. I know, I could kind of know the process because I listen to so much bar heavy shit that I kind of have to. Because if I don't get what the fuck they're saying, I'm not going to fuck with what the fuck they're saying.
Yeah.
So I kind of trained my ear to listen. And once again, I have to put M for that because M is a difficult person to listen to. Because when he does doubles and triples on the whole scheme, and you don't know what he's doing with it, you're going to get lost and you're not going to like it.
Right.
So me knowing how to do it, I'm just like, and I've tried like doing it in my head, like putting at least a couple of bars together. If I could do that, then I'm good. And I try, and I'm just like, nah, I'm gonna leave it to the motherfuckers that actually do it well. I'm more of a motherfucker I'm a good hype man. I can hype you the fuck up. I'll be the new Flavor Flav.
Be fucking what's his name? Lil Jon. Yeah.
No, it's gonna be fire. Now fuck that.
Batman Scoop, Crooklyn Clan, Batman Scoop, Crooklyn Clan, ladies. I can't hear y'all. The $5 bill, get your hands up.
See, I can do that. I can do that all day.
Exactly, and that's a hit.
Dude, my boys went on tour with Batman Scoop, and apparently that dude spends 99.999% of his time on tour in his hotel room, doesn't leave his hotel room, doesn't have an entourage, nothing. Apparently all he does is eat, room service, perform, go back to his room. Lives in his room.
I don't think I would enjoy that.
You know, you party when you're on the road. You fucking party.
I would party.
That's what you call being a pothead.
No,
Yeah,
when all these cats are going to like party after party after party and then after parties of your shows, that's what it's all about. It's all about having fun, creating memories, and getting paid. Because every club you go to, you ain't paying for food, you ain't paying for alcohol, you ain't paying for nothing. But dude just lived in. The guy was in Japan for 3 weeks and spent every day in his hotel room.
Yeah, I definitely would have been out for sightseeing, at least. Not so much partying, but yeah, just finding some dope spots. I look at the
What's next for Ruodnoc? What can we expect coming up from you?
I don't know. I'm in between some things right now. Like which kind of music I want to do, basically. I'm not explaining that. Kind of giving something away, but I'm working on something. But
I don't.
Not a lot of stuff right now. I actually just today reached out to an up-and-coming artist. He had like, I don't even know how many subscribers, but now he's got like 10, 20,000 subscribers a month. And he said he do a hook. So I might do that. But again, I get $60. I don't like to pay. I don't charge people for anything, so I kind of don't like when people charge me. You know, I just expect the same thing. Like, why? You know, I'm hitting you up. I'm good at rapping. Why would you charge me? You know, why can't I charge you? But whatever. It's like, I mean, I get because I did hit him up, but yeah. Other than that, it's like, just make a song, and if it blows the fuck up, we split it in half.
Yeah.
Facts.
And the problem is that makes too much sense. And now a lot of people out there have a lot of sense.
Right. No, yeah, they just want the money now. That's what people. They want it now.
The problem is people are charging talent fees when a lot of people shouldn't be charging talent fees.
Yeah.
It's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope.
Well, my man Ruodnoc need to get paid because I'm tired of this shit.
Dude, for real. I put a donations link in every video. Ain't this shit.
It's all good.
No, but I don't get about that. Like I said, it's something because like skating and the music. It's just like when I have time, basically, when I write. You know, I get that feeling. I sit down, basically write how I feel, and it's not like that's another thing. And maybe why people are like he's not saying nothing. It's because I don't technically have a main point on each song. You know, I'm kind of just. I kind of would say it's a freestyle type of writing. You know, and I say freestyle because it's not structured. You know, so it's not off the dome, but it's not a structured song. So it's more of a freestyle, and that's kind of more my type. Like when I first started making music, I didn't want to repeat myself. I didn't want to have a hook that repeated. I didn't want to say the same word even twice. I was pretty fucking particular about that because I hated hearing on the radio, you know, the same fucking shit. They play a song, but now I get like a song to have a purpose, and a hook to be fire and give that So I'm grown and understand now, like the actual process is a lot, and the past 2 years, honestly.
Dope, 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 dope.
But yeah, first I was just, and I still kind of write like that. I don't like the structure of it, really. I just like to write, and then when I get to that point, like that's what made me realize, because I'll get to a point where I'm like, that doesn't sound right, or I can't go off that, and then you said the 369, and I was like, fuck, that makes so much sense. So then these those
Three,
lines down.
three. It's 3, 5, 6.
Oh, 5, 6.
3, 5, 6.
Then you said something about 9.
You can do it 9, but like what will happen is, okay, so 3, 6, 9 are the end word rhyme patterns you want to go with at the end of each
Right,
line.
right.
When you get to 6, what you want to do is you want to start using, you can have your last 2 words match up with each other. So you can turn the 6 into a 9 very, very, very easily.
What I like to do is the A B A B A A E. If that makes sense.
Yeah, well, to me it does. To me it does.
Right, and that's kind of the pattern I go with. Or I just do A B A, and that kind of works. Honestly, that's how I see it in my head. Like, just I rhyme each line, then I make a non-existent rhyme, and then come back to the rhyme, and it just kind of gives it that breath of air. And they're like, even though I didn't rhyme with anything on that line, it still just adds to it. And I've actually been doing that more recently, and doing the more that like A B A B A. Yeah. Like
This conversation sounds like we're talking about Nintendo cheat codes.
Right. But no, I don't know. That's just how I see it structured in my head, because I don't look at it as like bar patterns and stuff, other than the whole A B C.
The 365 is.
But no, that did make a lot of sense when you said that.
The 365 is the old school boom bap. It's the old school boom bap pattern, because back in the day, in the mid 80s into the early 90s, there was no such thing as the 16s. They were 12s. So if you listen to like old school Run DMC, Public Enemy, and stuff like that, they were doing 12s. And when it switched into 16s, the bar patterns that everybody would, if you listen to old school and they're just like the constant, like they were going in on the word, like same word, like same rhyming pattern, like the 365 is like the boom bappy sound. And then if you go off of a structure like that, you can flip that scheme into a new age scheme, and that's where you get like the double time now. That's where you get the stutters, because you're putting more syllables into a bar, and what you're trying to do is you're trying to get as many syllables into that bar as possible. So that's where you get the slip and the lazy flows. That's where the stutter comes in, because it's all about trying to put as many words into that structure as possible, that it's going to flow into your next.
That flow. So that makes sense. Okay. I never really thought about it like that. Like I said, I just hear a beat and it's like, okay, this would sound good like this. It doesn't sound good like this. So change it, That's just kind of how I wrote. I never really know how I'm writing, just how it feels.
I don't think anybody does. I don't think when anybody sits down, they're like, okay, this is what I'm writing. You just go with it.
I've talked to a couple people that have asked me that question, like, how do I write? And then they'll explain how they write, and I'm like, I don't even know half the words you just said, dude.
But who else who rapped like that in the beginning? Jay-Z. That's how Jay-Z rapped. He didn't have no verse structure. He didn't have anything. That man, all he did was get on that beat and he rapped the way he wanted to fucking rap. He felt the beat and he went with it, and that was it. So, I mean, you could tell the difference between Jay-Z in the beginning before Blueprint, and I hear more Jay-Z because I'm from Brooklyn. So I get more of the mixtapes and shit that doesn't come out. Right. That barely comes out.
Clue.
Facts! But you're like 86 years old. You know about all that. But
Dude, I used to comp every DJ Clue, Evil D, Tony Touch, Do Up. I used to have all their mixtapes back in the day.
dude, the best one that I've heard, it was a mixture. It had 50, it had Method Man, it had M, it had, I think, what's this guy's name? He's from the Wu-Tang Clan. Old Dirty Bastard. And it was the Green Lantern CD mixtape.
I know this CD.
Bro, that was like I think the most fires. That's the one that Eminem said, I'll chop a fella like mozzarella with a helicopter propeller. That was that rhyme that he came out with that one. Dude, the whole mixtape was fucking fire. And the majority of those New York rappers raps like you. They just get on a beat and it doesn't matter. You can see that they're not really on beat, but they're on beat because they just riding with the waves and that's all they do. And then after, they hit whatever they hit, they start getting their verse structure together and they start getting their patterns and their schemes. And then that's when they start getting a little bit more intricate into how they write because they're already, all right, now they're in the business and they're meeting all these other people that rap and taking tips off of other people and boom, they got to where they're at, to how they are. My thing is, I'd rather just go with what the beat takes you to. Because most of the time, it's fucking fire.
Right. Yeah, dude, yeah. That's fact.
Because there's a lot of people, like what you said, you think too much into it, and then it doesn't come out how you want it to come out because you thought too much.
When you think too much, you put more pressure on yourself, and it's not going to sound good.
Right. No, I agree. 100%. 100%.
Or you could go into it saying, I'm going to write a song, and it's going to be structured like this, and here's the topic, and it's going to stay on topic. It's not going to happen, and if it does, it's going to sound shit.
Definitely. Man, that's whenever we're talking about that word now. But usually when it's on track, other than the final mixing, it's pretty much how it's I don't mix any of my stuff. I actually work with my buddy Matt Steffens, and he, I forgot, he used to go by Frosty, but he changed his name, so I forgot what that is. But yeah, he's really good at what he does. He takes care of all that. So that's like a surprise for me. It's like I know what it's going to sound like, but he's going to make it sound even better.
If you tell us some of your woo-ha moments, some of your wow moments, some of your wow moments in the game.
Like what do you mean?
Some of the moments where, not your trials and tribulations, but just moments when you sat back and you were just like, yeah, really? Wow.
Just yesterday when I watched your reaction, like every time I say something back to me, that is good. And when people first started hitting me up, like Kahuna and Wonderland, there's a reactor Tim, and he was the listener. His name's Tim, and he still to this day supports. He doesn't do reactions and stuff anymore, but he was the first person to ever react to me. Well, there was another dude that I paid before Tim, but Tim has heard every single one of my songs and reacted to everything. So he's no team. And that's the big thing. It's just when people reach out to me and just say like, keep grinding. That's the biggest thing for me. Or when Michael Barr said that you were doing with
So when you reached out to Michael Bars and he's like, yeah, I'm down?
Well, Kahuna hit me up and told me that Michael Bars was going to do features before he dropped his mixtape or something. So then I didn't even know who Michael Bars was. I heard his Canale remix, but I didn't put the two together, And so then I think the next day I decided, whatever. He hasn't steered me wrong yet. So I hit up Michael Bars, and yeah, at first he was like, yeah, man, we can jump on something. It'll be $100. And I was like, oh, shit, man, I appreciate you, but I can't afford that right now. And then he messaged me back. He's like, bro, my bad. I just realized that you were, like, I've seen your videos. You said you're dope as fuck. I'm not going to charge you. And then from there, basically, it's history.
That's dope.
That's
fine. The other dude on it, Raphael, he actually purchased the beat it was gonna be me and his song originally because Michael Myers wasn't the song originally, and then so it was just gonna be me and him, and we had it. And then Michael Myers finally reached out to me, and I was like, "Well, we got this song too now. You want to jump on it?" And that's how it worked. So, and that was a good moment. That was where I was kind of in control a lot and really trying to make it. I don't know, but it just, even though it wasn't really me, all I did was write a verse that day and then months for them to finish, and then it was done. But it was fun. That was a good one.
That song was fire too. I love that fucking
That
song.
song was hella fire.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm happy with that.
We played that yesterday on my live stream, actually.
Yes, sir. I think another wow moment was when my girlfriend's parents were like, they just randomly messaged me and said, her dad was like, remember me telling you you needed to find like your pitch? Basically, he said, find your own lane. And he's like, I think ever since then, every time I get back, they call me and they're like, we love it. We love you. You guys you're making me so proud. So that's a good moment every time.
It's also good seeing the views go up and seeing those stuff. Like when your numbers start going up, whether it's a slow grind or whatnot,
Right.
but just being able to see that progress is also like a great feeling.
Right. Yeah, it is a good feeling. For me, like, I hate to say like I'm not about the numbers because I'm not so much about the numbers, but the numbers do represent people listening. So I mean, obviously, I want more people to hear my music. But in a sense, like, I don't want to be that guy to, like, technically make people listen to it. But other than reaching out and trying to get reactors, because, like, I don't have, like, a management, you know. I just manage myself and shit like that. So, yeah.
So we are here, live on the Shakey Vibe Podcast, Episode 3. Got your boy Ruodnoc in the building. We're taking questions from the chat. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Throw your questions in the chat. Anything you want to ask this guy, well, within reason. It's almost no hold bars. We've been bouncing up and down. It goes from like 10, 15 to 5. So right now we're at about, I think, 3, but 2 minutes ago we were at, I think, 10 or 15.
I was just wondering.
Now, I want to flip it up a little bit.
All right.
Ruodnoc, you have one question apiece for me and Shakespeare. Let's switch it up.
Okay. Shit.
Make it a good one.
I feel
Make
like
it count.
right.
There's no pressure or nothing.
What's the thing? Because like from Shakes, I could get some good advice about stuff. And Ray, I'll ask you first. Is there any particular song of mine or bar that stood out to you?
You said something in. Let me get the song. You said a bar in. It was the Fire remix that you, not the Fire, the Easy Mel remix that you did. Fuck, I forgot it. It was towards the ending of it that you said that. I almost lost my fucking mind when I heard it. And I do, man, you put me on the fucking spot. I can't fucking remember what it was. But it was.
I'm a my own lyrics here, so you're good.
it was something to the point of fuck, man. You found a way to mix like marijuana smoke with something else. It was just so fucking.
I'm saying I'm trying to, because they're already lit. Smoking these fools that are already lit. Yeah, cause see that. I think I can get a lot of like I'm saying, I'm smoking these fools that are already lit. I'm smoking it, it's lit, but they are already conscious while I'm not, but I'm doing both. You know?
That's what made it fun. That's exactly the one that I was talking about. That right there, I was just like, holy fuck, the way you put it together. And like I was saying before, if you don't know how to listen to it, right over your fucking head.
And then
I put it.
Dude, the Trojan bar. Did you catch that? Because I'm assuming, so what I said, something about, I'm assuming condoms, but also, because I was like, no.
Because you're going in. You said something about going in. I think I remembered it. Yes.
Hey, oh my gosh, that's embarrassing. I can't pull up my lyrics right now either. That's the one negative side about my one.
Dude, that to me, that bar about the smoke with that was stupid crazy. I lost it. I was just like, holy fuck. That right there was just like, nah, man. This he's good. It's just that you. I'm trying my best, brother, to push you out as much as I can. Because I'm like, yo, these people need to fucking understand it, bro.
Right. All right, and then that's what's up. For Shakey, I just want to know, since I mean, you got a few comments. Like, what do you think I'm doing right? And what do you think I'm doing wrong?
What do I think you're doing wrong? Honestly,
Yeah, let's just do that. What do you think I'm doing wrong? Is there anything that you think I'm doing wrong?
Again, I don't know your setup back home. I don't know none of that stuff. For me to say what you're doing wrong.
Well, I record on Pro Tools with a very nice mic.
At the end of the day, the best advice I can give to anybody is, whether you like to or not, or want to or not, watch YouTube tutorials. And watch YouTube tutorials on people that actually have views and people that actually have subscribers. There's no point in watching somebody giving advice that can't get the views themselves or is not credible from back in the day. So like, watch tutorials on proper ways to promote your tracks.
Okay. See, that's how I found out about Spotify and DistroKid and shit like that. Like I did that. So I mean,
This is a grind. This is a grind. This is an industry where 99.9% of artists starve. There's a reason why there's the saying "starving artists," because it's an industry where less than 1% can actually make $1. So the best thing that you can do is release as many things as possible and not worry about continually pushing that one track, because the songs you like are not going to dictate what makes you successful enough. Your fan base chooses what becomes successful. So the best thing you can do is put as much content out there. Take a handful of shit, throw it at the wall, and hopefully something sticks. Because all you need is one thing to stick, and once you get those views and streams off that one track,
dude,
it's automatically going to have a domino effect, and they're going to listen to your previous tracks and things you released in the future. So, like the best.
So far, I mean, you know.
It will. Again, you just need to keep throwing more things at the wall. Make sure you're recording in a good mic. Make sure, like, just those are like the little intricacies that like people in the industry, when they hear it, they're going to be able to. The average ear is not going to be able to hear a good mix from a bad mix. The average ear is not going to be able to hear a good mic or a bad mic. They're just going to listen to it. Keep doing what you're doing. You have people in the industry vibing with you. You have people in the industry looking out, seeing what you're going to do next, what your next move is, and that's what you want. That's what you want. We got a question here from the chat. Ruodnoc, this is from Dom Gloria. What's up? Any plans for collabing with Filipino artists aside from me? Even though I'm a white Filipino. I'm a white Filipino.
Right.
I'm the foreign Filipino.
There aren't plans, but I mean, I would like to. Like I said, I'm down to collab with anybody as long as we're on the same creative level, and they don't charge too much. Like, I'll pay. Like, if somebody wants to charge me, I'll pay. You know, I don't know who it is, but I'm not gonna pay a to make a thing. That ain't happening. Dude, it'd be cool to get a song with Loopy. I actually edited the video for Michael Barr's Loopy, the lyric video, and while I was doing that, like, damn, Loopy was just so fucked to have on the song.
Hell yeah.
And then, other than that, I don't know. I mean, it'd be cool to get on a track with you. That was like the original goal before he obviously started way blowing up, because I think I heard about him.
Same.
I don't want to be wrong.
Same.
Yeah, right.
Same.
Because I saw him and I was like, shit, he thinks how I think. He's just obviously better at doing it. And I could reach out and maybe do something, but that's why it originally did diverse, because I was like, he's not a huge artist. So if somebody remixed his song, he might notice that and want to like hop on, you know. But that didn't happen. But it did start getting me growing, which I didn't want people to look at me as like an easy little dick rider, you know. I'm not trying to do that. I saw that opportunity and just kind of jumped on it. And that's how I do everything. Like with I did the baby, he dropped the Bop on Broadway, that video. The song had already been out, you know. Are you familiar with the song? Probably. The song had already been out, I think, at least a month or two, or maybe even more. And then once the video dropped with the Jabberwockies, then it blew up. And see, I took advantage of that and made mine Bop on Broadway instead of Bop, and it started doing really good.
Yeah.
So you just kind of got to, like, that's how I think about everything. Like, what's about the pop, you know? And then kind of, I hate to, like, even say it like that. It's kind of like ride waves, but I do it. I only try to jump on things that I really agree with. You know what I mean? Like Easy Milk. I totally think, like, I love what he stands for. So I was like, yeah, that's dope as fuck. Get it. And H-Bomb. And I feel like I could probably maybe not now, but at a time I felt like I should have asked H-Bomb. We were going back and forth on Instagram and stuff, and I edited a music video for him, but he ended up not using my edit.
Didn't you do the Michael Bars lyric video and H-Bomb?
Yeah, I did their lyric video and the Loopy one. I did two for Michael Bars, and then I forgot what the track was for H-Bomb. It was just him, where he's in the desert. Well, there's a couple of them in the desert, I guess. But I know the music video was like he was in the desert. There's a pool. Then he was by a pool table, and he just sent me like all the footage, you know, and wanted me to crop it and edit it all up, which I did. But he ended up going with the other person. But he still put my name in the fucking credits, which is still the
Yeah,
that was fire. That's fire.
That's when I would have hit him up and been like, "Yo, we need to collaborate."
I know. I just don't like to be that. I don't like to be the guy that reaches out. You know?
You got to. When it comes to bigger names, that's the only way it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that, but I still, it's just because they're a bigger name doesn't make them any more human than I am. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
like
I'm
not
but
going to my morals over somebody topping. Like, they're good, but
yeah, for sure.
I don't like to get into somebody's DMs and have like one conversation and then just instantly, yo, you're trying to jump on a track together. You know, it feels rude to me. I feel, and to make a good song, I feel like you need to know the person in a sense. You know, at least a little bit.
The best suggestion I can give you is record a hook, put your verse on it, and send it to them. Be like, yo, you want to jump on this real quick? If you just say, yo, I have an idea, blah blah blah, put it together and send it to them, and then be like, yo, you want to jump on this? You'll be surprised at the response you get. Because then they know if they're gonna vibe with it or fuck with it or not.
Right. That's not a bad idea, actually. Have a couple ready. And see, that's the other time. So I'm basically music illiterate. Like, I can't dance, I can't sing, but I, for some reason, want to rap, and I have no idea, like, how to do the whole mixing thing. I'm sure I can, because I'm not dumb. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm dumb. I just never have sat down and really done it, because I have my homie that's good at it. You know, he loves to do it. I don't really like computer stuff, so to me, it's kind of like a job, you know? And where was I going?
I don't do my edits. I own my own studio, and I don't do my own edits.
Well, I edit. I'm just saying I don't mix and master the actual song, but I edit every edit that's on my channel has been edited by.
I mean edited as far as like mixing and mastering. I don't do my own mixing and mastering.
Oh, really? For some reason I thought you did. Shit. Word.
Nope.
But yeah, I would have liked it. But I know where I was going with that. So yeah, a lot of the times I'll get that vibe, and it's like, damn, I want to record right now, but I gotta wait. The dude lives like 45 minutes from me, so I gotta make sure that he's available, you know. And then sometimes it takes a couple weeks. So like that was why with the 5 Deadly Venoms, dude, I'm surprised the Saga beats. He's the one that mixed and mastered, right?
Isega does like 90%, 95% of all my mixing and mastering.
Okay,
Shout out Isega Beats.
Facts.
Mine was trash, but the words I sent to him, you know, it wasn't terrible. Like for being on it wasn't even these headphones. It was like the cord headphones with a little mic on it, you know. That's what I recorded that song on.
Dude, Isega's a genius, bro.
But I was like, I can't just miss out on the track. But I was hitting up my dude, and he's like, well, at first he wasn't responding, and I'm like, great. He cut me off, you know. I'm like, shit. And finally, he responded saying that he was sorry. He was on vacation and shit, so he was just gone for a minute, and he was working out of state. That's what it was. But now he's back. And, yeah.
So did you record with him, or did you record on your like headphones?
For the 5 Deadly Venoms, I recorded on my headphones.
And the final product sounds dope. Like shout out Isega Beats, man.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, shout out Isega Beats because
you couldn't tell.
I can tell. you know what I mean?
It sounded fire to me.
But yeah, it's not bad. And like I said, like I did a good take. I thought it was a pretty clear take. I turned my latency way down, and I edited it, like put it where I felt like it should actually go. Because even when I turn my latency down, there's still latency. It's a mess. I use BandLab, and I try not to, but that is what I have downloaded.
That's a fire track. I don't pay for advertising. So if I put it out there,
I wouldn't pay for it.
I'm not gonna pay for streams. Everything's organic. So if it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
The one thing I do want to do, if I hit like, I don't know, I want to say like 100,000 subscribers. If that happens, then I would drop like a legit album, maybe like hit a billboard, you know, promote that shit. But until then, man.
I feel you. So we got a question from the chat. We got Stacy B. What does your rap name mean? What does your rap name mean, and how did you choose it?
It's it's Condor spelled backwards, which at the time, for some reason, I thought it was the biggest wingspan bird, and the reason I picked that is I wanted to fly. Like I'm trying to soar. I don't know. The name stuck more because of how it sounds. You know, it's just catchy and different, and it's not really so much. I don't know. I just wanted something different. And, you know, race, whatever. Drummers ear backwards. You know what I'm talking about?
Say it again.
The drummer's ear backwards. The race, remember whatever his name is. The dude.
Yeah, I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, that's where I got the idea to do backwards. And I was it's kind of. I was honestly really intoxicated with the name process was chosen.
My man was smoking that good shit that night.
All I know was I asked what the biggest wingspan bird was, and my buddy said it was a condor. I took it, spelled it backwards, but misspelled it backwards and added the U, and it sucked.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's nuts.
Has no real meaning other than it makes people wonder why.
Stacy, by the way, is my wife. Shout out to you, baby.
Shout out, Stacy. What's up? Do you have any unreleased music clips we can listen to now?
Unreleased? Everything I do, I usually drop it like, there's nothing for me to wait. Yeah, I record, I get it sent to me that night, I go home, I sit down, do the whole edit, and then I drop it. and either set up a mirror or just drop it. I never really have anything in the back. Well, kind of, but I can't play it right now because my phone doesn't give me this. But there is actually, I have a hook that it is a verse. It's a verse, but I recorded it on my phone, so it doesn't sound good. But it's just for me to remember the words, you know, and like the flow I'm trying to. But
sound clips, like the sound clip. Like you press record on your phone and you spit it so you have it to listen to.
Right.
Yeah, I do that shit all the time.
Yeah. But that's actually going to be with Guts again. So I'm going to have another one with Guts, hopefully. And me and him, dude, we go way back. So we first started, I started rapping with Guts, okay, at parties. And we freestyle. He's kind of what got me out of my box. And then we met up with our buddy Cody and started DCK, Dakota, Colton, Cody. And we were DCK crew for like 7 tracks. And then Cody was like, I'm an Iowa boy. What am I doing, you know? He's like, hey, get out of here. So that didn't last. But we ended up finding another artist, and he went by Special K. So he just fulfilled the K in DCK and made a couple tracks with him. And then we all basically went our own ways, and then I just kept doing it. They all quit, and I just kept going. But now Guts is back, and yeah, now we're just like nothing even happened.
That's nuts.
Dope. Again, everybody, it's the Shakey Vibe Podcast, Episode 3, live with your boy, Ruodnoc. We're taking questions from the chat. Don't be shy. Throw them in there. We're going to ask your boy. Your boy stepped up. The boy saved the Shakey Vibe Podcast, Episode 3.
Facts.
Literally. We greatly appreciate that, bro.
Came in the clutch.
I was live yesterday. I turned off my mic and I was krilled for a minute. And then Ray sent me a surprise, and I was like, yeah, turn the mic back on. Let's finish the live.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, no, like I said, like, if anybody hits me up, like, if you guys would have hit me up and been like, hey, if you want to pay $100, you could be on our podcast, I'd have been like, no, you know, but shit like that. Obviously, I'm down to do anything. And help.
We're glad to have you on the show, bro, and we were going to have you on the show. We were just waiting for some of our numbers to go up a little bit before asking certain people. But we had already had the conversation about you a long time ago. Before we even had episode 1. You were on the radar, and you were somebody that we had already talked about having on the podcast. Real talk.
I appreciate you guys. For real. Like, all the reactors, anybody that helps push my music and enjoys it, like, just the fact that anybody enjoys it, that's all I need, you know.
We got a good question in the chat right now that I'm going to post for you, Ruodnoc. It's from Nico. It's from Nico, the assassin of the chat. Sometimes he gets put on timeout, sometimes he doesn't. Regardless of genre, who are your top 5 artists that are your biggest influences?
Slipknot, Optus. Oh shit! Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash.
Man in Black, boy. I'm the Man in Black. Black was my favorite color for the longest time, and Johnny Cash definitely is a huge inspiration. Yeah. Have you seen the movie?
Of course.
I haven't.
Oh my god! You need to watch Walk the Line, bro. His life is just it's crazy. It's crazy.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
And I relate. I feel like I relate.
Are you talking about Walk the Line? Is it Walk the Line? That's the movie, right? I like the John C. Reilly version of that movie.
I know. Yeah. What is that called? That
Something,
is funny.
The legend, the man, the myth, the legend is in the building with a question. Big Kahuna's in the house.
The Godfather.
Kahuna.
What's the worst skateboard injury you've ever had?
That's a good question. I really don't get hurt that much, as weird as that sounds. I think probably 8th grade, I was flying at a 360 down on the force there, and you know how there's a nut on the wheel that keeps the wheel from sliding off. Uh, I landed with my foot on top, one foot on top, and then the other foot right underneath that nut. So all the pressure physically sandwiched it onto the top of my foot, and I had a big lump on top of my foot for a good couple weeks. And then just being sore, just like when I was young, I'd skate for almost days, like on it. Like that's all I did. Skate. And I go skate. So I'd be in class and like walking through the halls. I felt like a 80-year-old man. Like I could barely walk. Nothing. I never broke anything. Never. I don't even think I've really cracked. I don't think I've cracked my head even. I think
So
I've like hit my head.
You've
Like,
never like
what?
you've never hit pebbles or stones and like done somersaults and shit?
Let me give you a story. So I was going to get pizza from. Are you guys familiar with? You're probably not familiar with Shake Casey's General Store.
No.
So it's a gas station, but it's a pizza place. So I order pizza from there and go get it. I'm skating because at the time, dude, I didn't have a license. I got my license when I was 16, lost my license when I was 17, and didn't get it back until I was 25.
Story of my life.
Yeah, so I had no license. I'm skating to go get this pizza. And on the way back, I got the pizza in hand, you know, like where's the pizza? I'll do this then. Got the pizza in hand, like a delivery boy. Just kick, push. I get up to this hill, and I get about a quarter of the way down this fucking hill and rock. And I just straight slide forward, keep my arm out, slide with the pizza. I saved the pizza. But I
I was worried. I thought you were gonna say you're gonna drop that shit. Don't drop pizza.
I saved the pizza.
That's funny.
Yeah, not even, dude. I was perfect. I opened it up, looked, and it was not even a piece on the plate.
Man, I can't tell you how many times skating back in the day I would hit a twig and like instantly I just go inside and be like, Dad, I gotta go get stitches. I need stitches.
Yeah, you get used to it. Like my reflexes are crazy, honestly. That's a lot. When people watch me skate in real life, that's what I hear the most. It's like, how do you fall so good? And it's like, I don't know. I just fall and hope for the best. Keep your head up and tuck and roll.
So we got another question here from the chat from Nico. And of everyone in the YouTube community, rapping community, who are the top 5 artists you want to collab with the most? YouTube rappers. We asked about your influence in the mainstream kind of collabs. This is a similar question, but into the YouTube community.
Like how like small, like us, like me size?
No, like YouTube rappers.
Just anybody on YouTube?
So rappers who are like big and have a following on YouTube, but aren't mainstream radio cats. So I guess even Easy would be in there because like Easy's a YouTube rapper.
That's still kind of like a big name. I don't know. Like I said, they just kind of happen. Like shit just happens. Kahuna makes shit happen. And like with my homie Gut, he got back into the game. That inspired me to write that song, Lucid Dreaming. And I don't know, things just happen. I don't know. I don't really have a list of people, you know. For me right now, I'm just focused on my stuff. Trying to get.
I got a question. I got a stupid question. Are you a straight brim cap, or are you a bended brim cap?
Facts.
Straight.
You're a straight brim cap, so it's
Dude, my dad one time grabbed that and fucking you don't do that.
I almost punched 4 people in my whole entire life because they did that bullshit in my hat.
I hate it. Yeah,
I'm a bended brim cap.
You gotta keep it straight. Hey, shout out Hitchy.
Facts. Who's that?
That is the sponsor.
What up, hippie? What up, hippie?
And we got Wrath as well.
That's dope.
Oh, that shit's fire.
Shout out, hippie. Shout out, Wrath. We got Marie in the house.
The shirt I wore in the Easy Mill Running video.
That was a fire video too.
Definitely.
Yeah, that was, dude, it's so funny about my videos. So, when I did the Lumberjack, when Lumberjack made that beat and had a beat challenge, I jumped on that because Lumberjack did a lot for me, honestly. And I feel like I owe that dude. Like, for real. I need to buy merch. I can tell you, my problem is I don't have a card. Everything is cash. Like, I only fuck with cash. So, when, like, things come up, it's like, damn, I could donate, but I can't because I don't have a card. So, like, I use my girl's card every once in a while and then just pay her the cash. But she doesn't like to do that because she needs cash on her card, blah, blah, blah. And, mother, nah, fuck off. Wait, what the fuck was I saying? I forgot what I was even trying to say. I've got it.
About the about buying merch.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I don't even know what I do. I completely lost my track. I got a message in it.
My man Ruodnoc is smoking that good shit.
Chiba, y'all. Chiba, y'all.
I only, dude, that's another thing, because the drug dealers, they get mad at me. I'm like, this is what you got, motherfucker? Take it back.
I want that Pineapple Express, man. If it ain't Pineapple Express or none.
Dude, I know. I've been looking for Pineapple. I did have Pineapple Express one time. It was called Pineapple Express, but I mean, obviously not. So, whatever the fuck.
I like how Cat Williams in the Cat Williams skit where he's like, everybody just names their shit like the most elaborate names possible.
Oh, yeah, like deaf?
like deaf. That shit's deaf, man.
That's deaf. You smoking, you can't hear shit.
You know,
I don't want to smoke something like that. How long you been smoking? What's your pothead age?
15, and now it's been 12 years.
That's a professional right there.
You ever smoke any good Canadian bud?
I'm sure.
Canada's got like fucking some of the best indoor shit.
I know people say it all the time, and I don't even like when I rap about it. I don't even like to rap about it, but I do because I mean I do smoke a lot, so it's like I got to keep it real and add that in there. But I don't want to be that guy that's like he talks about like he smokes all the time. But it's like I smoke all the time. Like literally, when I said 24/7 is when my bag of weed is lit, that is no cap. I'm high. My job, like we literally smoke joints while we're working together. I'm not. That is a fact.
I really hope your boss don't see this podcast, brother.
My what?
I hope your boss doesn't see this podcast.
Dude, my boss smokes weed. That's what I'm saying, bro.
I might have to work for you then.
With my boss, yeah. He brings bud for us to smoke. Like if I ain't got shit, I'll be like, yo.
That's the best boss in the world.
If you work construction and you do more better work when you're a little bit lit. The foreman should like bring you guys a little bit. You guys should be. The foreman should let you guys smoke a little bit if you're more. If you do more better work when you're a little bit.
Yeah, see, I would recommend it for everybody. Like my girl and my sister, they're both like they don't like this. They'll smoke after, you know. But a lot of people don't like to get high when they're at work mainly because the fact like you're not supposed to smoke while you're at fucking work, you know. But with us, it definitely is like, dude. Last week, take this for example, okay? I was in a 5 foot wide, 14 foot long, 20 foot deep shit. It was literally a shit. What do they call it? Like a sewer main. Not a septic tank. Basically a septic tank, okay? And in the inside of it, there was like this grate that I don't know what the grate did, but we had to cut the whole top off, okay? And on the inside, there was a wall that the top was connected to. So my little ass had to crawl up in there, sit on this grate with my head against the ceiling, and fucking cut the top of that wall. And when I got out, I was literally brushing shit off my fucking soft cap. I have a very good job.
Oh, jeez.
No, but I do love my job. Like, on the real, I love my job.
Shit.
It's hard work, but like I say, I get to smoke and I get to. It's basically like going to the gym. You know, I'm exercising, I'm outside, I'm working, so it keeps me in shape, keeps me out of trouble. I was in a lot of trouble before I was working, so fuck.
Idle hands.
Man, I can't even speak about a lot of things I did before I was of age.
Same.
Yeah.
We got a question from the Godfather, from Kahuna. What's the funniest reaction you've seen of Ray's that had you rolling on the floor? There's so many of them.
Yeah, everyone pretty much did. The one I shared, the one that really made me laugh. I can't remember the song. I'll think about it. But I know at the end he's like, fire, 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 and it just I was dying. I was like, I gotta share this. It was so fucking funny, and just yeah, most of them. I mean, your reactions are good. Like I was telling you last night, I was like, not you react. Oh shit, how did I even fucking? I'm not even sure how I on you. Probably Kahuna sending me your channel, but I don't remember the first video I watched. But I just know that when I first started watching somebody, you know, you get that read, and I was like, yeah, he's a real motherfucker. He's funny, and I knew you were real. So obviously, somebody I want to help support, and I'm glad that you're showing support. That's what it's called. If everybody supported everybody, then everybody would be doing great.
And that's what we're trying to get to. That's exactly what we're trying to get to. Because without any of them on the chat right now, shout out to all you. Not you, me. We can't do this without each other. Like we're the one with the community that's helping us just get bigger and blow up and do what we got to do. I said it from the beginning. If you're fire, I'm going to react to you. If you're not, I'm not gonna. It's just that fucking simple. Because I'm not a rapper. I'm not a singer. I'm a Dominican in front of a camera that smokes and talks shit. That's all I do. So I can't tell you you're doing something wrong. So I will put myself in that position. If you're whack, I'm just not going to do it. Because I'm not going to fake that I like what you're saying just to be kind to you. I'm not going to do that. Like all my reactions, I don't listen to shit until I press fucking play and the camera's recording.
Facts.
So that's why I'm not in a lot of lives either. I can't be because most of the time, people be playing songs that like, yo, it's on the list. I need to react to this. I can't listen to this shit right now. And I try to stay away from it.
Yep.
But fuck, like, dude, like, I started this channel with a phone in my car. Just doing that. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to give it a year. I'm just going to give it a year and I'm going to see what happens in a year. If it's something that I don't want to do or if it's getting too stupid or corny or if I get bored of it, then fuck it. I've been doing this 5 months. I ain't fucking going nowhere.
8,000 subs later.
Yeah, no shit, dude.
At $82.95.
That's what I'm saying. That's because you're real. Like, you just are who you are. You don't try to hide it, and you're actually a cool person. So, and that's what a lot of people I feel like misunderstand about being real. You know, it's like you can be real, but if you're a real shitty person, people won't fuck with you. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. That's a big fact.
Facts. Is it just me, or is Big Kahuna kind of like the Vince McMahon in this shit?
Yeah, for real.
Big Kahuna is a smarter Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
He does.
And I guarantee I'm going to put Big Kahuna on the payroll once I hit it big. And Kahuna needs to get paid for the shit that he does, for real.
No doubt. Yeah, I know.
I already told him as soon as Dolo starts rolling in, like, I'm gonna throw him a couple bucks and be like, "Yo, thank you." Like,
I'm gonna give him $10 for his protein shakes because his fake ass trying to be Vin Diesel. That's what I'm doing for him.
$10 protein shakes.
Yeah.
Kahuna asked the question: Ruodnoc, do you plan on remixing every Easy Meal track?
No, like I said earlier, I'm not trying to pick that music. You know, Those two songs stuck out to me. I do want to do what is it? Fuck. I actually started writing to Panalo, but then I thought it's kind of like a reach. Like that's something people were like, okay, he's trying to get clickbait. So I decided against it, and then I was like, I could do what's the other song? There was another song that I still might do. I haven't really thought of any words for it. Like I said, I don't like to make myself do something. That moment happens, and that's just where it goes. So as of now, no, I don't really have any plans to do this anymore. Maybe like if he drops a new song, if he drops a new song, I like the beat. That's what it is for me. It's all about the beat, and like the beats that Easy chose were fire. So I was like, yeah, I want to rock.
He doesn't choose them; he makes them.
Right. Yeah, my bad. But yeah, he chooses it and then puts it out. Right.
I want to remix Tribal Talks.
Okay. Yeah. See, Kahuna was saying something about that too, and that's not a
that beat gets me amped. That beat gets me like wanting to punch squirrels like Ray.
For me, it's like I feel like I have to do with slow on it. Like I don't know, because like for me, my voice is already kind of slow and lazy, so I need that upbeat to kind of even that out. That's why most of my shit. I love 808. Anything with 808 in it, love it. Just a lot of the bass, like bass and the like hi hats. I feel like I rhyme to hi hats. What I go to, but I'm not 100% on that. It's kind of like I was noticing a lot of my songs, like oh shit, I'm kind of rapping to the hi hat. So because it's kind of like a metronome in there,
Is it weird that I actually know, I kind of know what the fuck an 808 is, and I don't even rap, and I don't even make music?
Well, you should know what an 808 is.
Man, I mean, most people won't though. If you're not in it, you're not gonna know. Big Kahuna, Mary, Nico, Stacy, all of you, thank you so much for joining us with our guy, the savior, my man Ruodnoc. If you guys have any questions, please throw it up on the chat right now, please.
Literally the savior. Man's the one who saved Shakey by Podcast episode 3. Definitely Ruodnoc. We appreciate you for being here. We appreciate everybody in the chat. Throw your questions to the man. We're gonna pull your questions out of the chat.
Yeah, so far it hasn't been too bad. I was expecting some deep questions, but so far so good.
What was the first reaction? What was your reaction to the first fan giving you props?
The first what?
To your first fan giving you props.
That was, who was that? Well, it was like the first fan, like the homies, they were like, I remember we were with DCK, we were making our second song, and I was up at the mic, and at that time, I was really ignorant about any effects on my voice, and doing dumb, like taking the verse more than one time. So like if I was in the middle of my verse and I messed up, I would just take it from the top, and I felt like it gave it that more raw feel to it. And one time I ran through a whole verse, and right when I got done, everybody behind me, there was like 5 dudes behind me, and all I was like, "Wow!" They were freaking out, and that felt good. That's probably the first time.
We're gonna pull out another question from the chat. We got Nico. Who are your 5 favorite skateboarders, and what brand of skateboards are your favorite to ride?
That's a good question.
That's a really good question.
When it comes to skateboarding, I don't have, even with music, like I try not to idolize anybody. I don't think anybody should idolize anybody. It's doing it instead, Like obviously, see somebody get inspired and then do your own thing, but like that's even people around here that ask me that same question. I say I'm my favorite skateboarder because when I grew up, I didn't love skateboarding. I was just out there skateboarding, So, but now, I mean, I obviously didn't taste like Chris Goslin is probably one of my favorites. Chris Haslam, a couple Chris's. Rodney Mullen, Day-One Song. Those are like Chris Goslin is still kind of in the game, but the other guys are all basically old. Day-One still kind of coach, but for the most part, they're not even like it's from 2000, like early 2000s. It's like P-Rod, Paul Rodriguez is still in there. And then what was the other part of that question?
What are your favorite boards to ride?
Oh, where DGK. I don't know if you see it.
Yeah, we saw it.
DGK. Dirty Ghetto Kids.
Dirty Ghetto Kids.
Mm-hmm. When I was in high school, me and my three buddies, everybody, that was our nickname, DGK boys. Dirty Ghetto Kids.
That's crazy.
When you drop in the kick flip mixtape.
Yeah, I actually have an old song on SoundCloud called Violation, and that's about skateboarding, kind of. Mainly about skateboarding. But I don't actually. I thought about that too. I don't know, dude. People after that, somebody's back. He's like, you need to make a skateboarding song. It's like, it's hard to write. I don't know. I like to say, so like, I'll take my thoughts and how to explain it. Basically, I don't like to write about things I know. You know, I like to kind of and take things that have happened to me and try to explain it in a way that somebody hasn't already.
Right.
So, like writing about skateboarding, I already know everything about it. Easy. Which, I mean, I do. I'm not gonna. I should write it. But a lot of it wouldn't appeal to everybody. You're not gonna get, like if I said Smith grind, you know, or I hit that like a Smith, or I hit that like a Crook, you're not gonna know what I'm talking about. You know?
Right.
So it's kind of like, obviously some people will, but I feel like a lot of skaters don't really like rap. They like stuff.
Right. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
Boys and girls,
I would like to thank Ruodnoc one more time. Thank you so much for accepting our offer to come to our podcast. We greatly appreciate it. You are the shit for helping us out today.
we appreciate you so much, homeboy.
Everybody in the chat, I appreciate you guys joining us. Thank you so much for those good-ass questions. Nico, Stacy, Big Kahuna, man, all of yous. You guys are the shit. Thank you so much. Ruodnoc, you have been the best. Thank you so much for everything that you do. We are looking forward to your new music coming out, man. Throw it to me first. I want to be your main reactor. So whatever the fuck you got, throw it to me and I got you.
You're already on the top list of people. Right when it drops, you're in there.
And that's why you're the truth. Guys, thank you so much for coming to the third episode of the Shakey 5 podcast. We got a lot more coming for you guys. I hope you guys are entertained. Shakespeare, we out.
Peace.
Peace out, guys.